Hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Okay, whatever your time, you can match it. So now I'm again here with the next class of business law. Last class we have completed first unit with the types of contract, and from the first unit some of the differences are pending, for which I will send you the PDF and the group. Okay, so you can go through with those differences, and if anything you are not able to accept, you can let me know, okay, in relation to the differences which are from your business law topic. Okay, so now we'll move towards the today's topic, hoping that you are studying very well, you are doing very well, and you are studying very well. Two things is most important for me. So one thing here related to subject, we have to keep remember, a contract is a contract from the time it is made. Okay, so this much you have to keep in your mind. A contract is a contract from the time it is made. The moment, okay, contract is made, so whatever are the impacts of that contract on both the parties or more than two parties, whoever are involved, that will start. Okay, it's not that further what we have written, and not from the time its performance is due. So it's not that when the performance is due, that time you're going to wait and saying that I'm not a part of this contract. No, the moment you have signed, it is a contract. Clear? Now we have to learn now performance of a contract. Okay, so first I will read quickly for us. The term performance of contract means that both the promisor and the promisee have fulfilled their respective obligation which the contract placed upon them. Okay, so who are those? That is your promisor and promisee, and both have fulfilled their respective obligation which the contract placed upon them, okay, which was according to the contract. As I suppose you visited to a shop to buy a notebook, okay, and shopkeeper is going to give you the notebook and you're going to do the payment price of that notebook. Contract will be your discharge by mutual performance. Okay, you have performed your part of obligation. Fine. Now a contract should be performed at the time specified and at the place agreed upon. So depend upon your terms and conditions of the contract, whatever are the your performance time which you have specified and agreed, and at what place you want that performance, okay, which is agreed. So contract also should be performed according to that time and place only. Fine. Now next we have who can perform the contract. So very first, promisor himself. Okay, now when we say that who can perform the contract, it performance, okay, that performance basically depends upon the nature of the contract. Okay, if the contract is based on the personal skill of the promisor, then the very first point here, promisor himself have to go for the performance. Okay, now just for example, A and B, two parties always our favorite parties. A, so just suppose A is a very famous singer and B has signed a contract with the A saying that on 15th June 2021 there's a big function in my house and you have to come by 7 p.m. and sing songs for me and my family members and my guests for half an hour, okay, whichever good songs you want, and I'll do the payment of 50,000 for that performance. Okay, so this is what we are able to see here. A, who is a singer, so definitely it is personal skill of that A, that is your promisor. Okay, so A has to only perform that contract. A has to only perform that obligation. Okay, so that is promisor himself. Okay, now the next we have agent. Okay, so if the obligations not of personal nature, okay, I am sure that you're able to make out, if the obligation, okay, not of personal nature, then the agent can perform that obligation on behalf of the principal. Fine. Next we have representative. Okay, so representative generally comes upon the death of the promisor. Okay, so if any party is going to enter into a contract and going to die before the performance of his part of obligation, then the legal representative comes into the picture. Okay, but again the same point we have to keep here, remember, making sure it like a performance of promise wasn't involved personal skills or ability of the promisor. Okay, so if it's again not in a personal nature, the legal representative can perform. I'll just take a very simple example, like again A and B. Okay, where A has promised to deliver the goods to B, okay, on a particular day for the payment of rupees 10,000, and A expires before the contracted date. So now A's representative are bound to deliver the goods to B, and B is bound to pay that 10,000 rupees to A's representative. Okay, that is your representative can perform. Next we have third person. Okay, so while signing into the or accepting the contract, okay, offer, sorry, and entering into the contract, if a promisee accepts performance from a third party, okay, then third party can also perform the obligations on the agreed time and place. Okay, and after that promisee is not having any rights, okay, to go against the promisor saying that third party has performed the obligation. No, when the promisee has accepted performance from a third party, then third party definitely can perform it. Okay, next we have in the queue joint promisor. So wherever we have two or more person jointly, okay, who are supposed to perform the promise, so the only one line to keep, remember, the promise must be performed. Okay, the promise must be performed jointly, okay, unless a contrary intentions appears from the contract. Okay, so these are your 5 different things, like 5 different people or parties who can perform. Now next we have to check types of performance. Okay, so in general we have 2 types of performance. One is your actual and another is your attempted. Okay, so when we are talking about the actual, so when a promisor to a contract has fulfilled his obligation in accordance with the terms of contract, okay, the promise is said to have been actually performed. Okay, now if I have to say that now it's a duty of other party to do what he had agreed to do under the contract. Okay, now just again the same type of example we can take A and B again. Okay, where or we can go with our old red Audi car also, where A has okay, yeah, given a very nice offer. I hope you remember, red color Audi car to sell B for 5 lakh rupees, and both have entered into a contract. Okay, so when the A is going to deliver the car on due date to B, B will makes the payment, and this will called as your actual performance. Clear? Now the next we have attempted performance, or offer to perform, or tender. Okay, so 3 in 1. Fine. So what is here we have? When the performance has become due. Okay, when the performance has become the due. Okay, or we can say that like under a contract, okay, promisor, okay, that is party, fine, is ready and willing to perform, ready and willing to perform of the parties known as a attempted performance. So whenever you are ready and willing, okay, your willingness, the willingness of that particular party, because that party is ready to perform the obligations on proper time and place, whatever they have agreed under that contract. So that willingness of the party is known as the attempted performance, okay, or offer to perform or tender. Fine. Now we'll check what are the different types of tender. Okay, so we have two types here. One is your tender of goods and another is your tender of money. So whenever attempted performance of a promise to do something, that will be your tender of goods, and whenever attempted performance of a promise to pay something, that will be your tender of money. Okay, now we have to check what are the essentials of a valid tender. Okay, essentials of a valid tender. Very first, what we have as essential, it must be unconditional. Okay, it must be unconditional. See, you can't go for any offer where like one party is going to say I'll pay you only the fraction of some total amount, and for the part payment or full payment will be depend upon the some conditions. Okay, now just suppose a stupid condition I am going to put, like I will pay you the full amount if at the time of performance of my part of obligation rain will start. Okay, so those all your please stupid things, kindly don't put any conditions. Okay, tender must be unconditional. Okay, part payment not allowed. Okay, full payment you have to do, and make sure your full payment is not going to imposition of a condition. If that is happening, then the tender will consider as a invalid. Fine. Now the next we have, it must be for the whole quantity. Okay, so whatever the whole quantity you have agreed, okay, for that only you have to perform also. Okay, you can't go for the installments. Okay, because if the contract required it in full, you have to perform, you have to go for the whole obligation. Clear? Now the next, it must be by a person who is in a position and is willing to perform the promise. Okay, so whoever is the promiser, make sure that party is willing or ready to perform, and that too who is in the position. Fine, no other party is going to perform it. Next we have, it must be in a proper form. So whatever the proper things, okay, proper forms, that is all your valid essentials should be there, and whatever, however you want. Okay, that means however you have offered and however the promisee wants that obligation to have or to take place, make sure that obligation is also going to take place in same manner. Okay, now the next we have another some points under the essentials of valid tender only. Okay, it must be at the proper time and place. Time and place most important in your any contract. So make sure when you are going to enter into a contract or when you're going to perform the obligation of your part according to the contract, timing and place is perfect. Okay, and now just suppose it should not happen that just suppose take example of X and Y. Okay, and X has taken the delivery of some items, and for that he is supposed to do the payment of some money to Y. Okay, and X is going to do the payment to Y when he is at the graveyard. Okay, performing some rituals of some family member, and that time X suddenly comes and say take your payment. So definitely it's not a proper time and place. Okay, so make sure your performance of obligations take place on a whatever the time and date they have specified. Okay, now here also we can read, a tender of goods after the business hour or of the goods or money before the due date will not be valid. So after business hour again not valid, and before the due date payment of money is also not valid. Fine. Now next we have, it must be made to a proper person. Okay, so for whomever you are liable. Okay, like today we have taken one example, I hope you remember A and B, where A was the famous singer and supposed to sing the songs in the B's functions, okay, in B's house. in his functions. So it should not happen that A is going to sing the songs in the C's house and then asking the payment from the B's. No, please. Okay, it must be made to a proper person. Fine. Next we have, in case of the tender of goods, the promisee must be given a reasonable opportunity to inspect the goods. Okay, so whenever goods, definitely we want to know whether whatever the goods we are going to get, that is proper or not. So for that, proper opportunity to the promisee, sorry, to the promisee. Okay, so that he can just check that whatever the things, okay, offered is the same thing which the promisor is bound by his promise to deliver. It's not that you want the delivery of 10 boxes of apple and you're going to get the mango. No, not like that. Okay. Then next we have, it may be made to one of the several joint promisee. So if it is a case of joint promisee, then also it's okay. Anyone made to one of the several jointly. Okay, so anyone can perform, but again that depends upon the terms and conditions how you have specified. Okay, because if like you have gone for the joint one, then make sure that same legal consequences as a tender will apply to all the promisee, all the parties. Okay, and this generally happens in your like partnership firm or joint family business. Okay, so these are your essentials of valid tender. So for the day, go for this much, and next class we'll continue with the same topic. I know it's little bit boring, but definitely you can't avoid it. You have to study. So all the best, take care, enjoy.